It is another huge night in Cardiff as Wales look to take another giant step to the World Cup in Qatar when they take on Austria in their playoff semi-final. They have their talisman, Gareth Bale, fit and ready, and he told us their past experiences in pressure moments can be a major benefit.
Having that big game experience, handling the nerves, handling the pressure is always a good thing that you can kind of go back into the memory banks and lean on a bit. So yeah, something that all of us have now, I guess, and yeah, I guess we can use that to our advantage, and yeah, I think having some more experienced players in the team as well does help the younger ones. So like I said, now it's just about getting prepared for the game and handling the situations as best we can, and giving 100% on the pitch and have no regrets. We have enough experience to kind of not go wandering off with our minds and thinking about the future. I want to see Wales in a World Cup, whether I'm playing or I'm not playing. So yeah, it's a massively important game, we know that, but we also have the experience to kind of lean on again, like I said, about big games, important games, and yeah, this is another one of them. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, like I said, and hopefully we can all perform and get a great result.
Been involved in some fantastic fixtures since I've taken over, but obviously when you're involved in a World Cup qualifier anyway, it's got that extra little bit of spice to it. But a playoff is probably the icing on the cake. So yeah, our approach, Gareth, has been no different to any other game that we've played. Whenever we have big games, the boys have turned up. Our record speaks for itself. It's there for everybody to see. There's no need to overcook the eggs with it, not at all. You know, it's another camp for us, it's another game, and our approach to this game has been identical to any others that we've had in the last 18 months, 2 years. We want to be the ones to go down in history then and you know, replicate what happened in 1958. Absolutely, of course we do. The players will be fully aware of that. We're not going to speak about it. We don't want to, you know, like I said, overthink things. We want the approach. We've made a conscious effort to make the approach exactly the same, and we have done. But we all know inside that we're 2 wins away from qualifying for the World Cup, which would be massive for us as a country.
Right, for more on this huge game, I'm delighted to say I'm joined by former Wales defender Sam Ricketts. Hi there, very good afternoon. So we heard Gareth Bale mention big game experience. How will Wales respond to the pressure of this occasion?
I think the pressure won't be a problem. You know, Wales have qualified for the last couple of European Championships and done extremely well once they get there. So I don't think the pressure will be an issue. It's just making sure that when it comes down to a one-off game, you know, you just need a bit of luck to go your way during that game, and hopefully, obviously, the result goes your way. Like I said, they need a bit of luck. It's a one-off game. It's not over a course of games, but they've got the players who are capable of scoring goals, which is the hardest thing to do in football. So they're more than capable of winning the game.
How do they match up against their opposition then, Austria?
No, the recent record against Austria has been good. Not defeated in the last 3, although not played for 4 or 5 years or so. But you know, I would look at the Austrian team, I look at the Welsh team, and the names obviously that stand out are your Gareth Bale, your Aaron Ramsey. You know, the players who are coming towards the end of their career, but they're the players who have that little bit of extra ability, a little bit of extra magic. I think Austria have Marko Arnautovic, obviously, who we all know very well from playing in the Premier League for a number of years. But I would back the Welsh boys to have a little bit more about them tonight to get the goals that win the game.
And on that, Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey, we heard, didn't we, from Rob Key, that he thought that they make the Wales players feel like God. Do you think Bale and Ramsey then absolutely hold the key?
I do. I really do. I think for the Welsh football, you know, which has come so far in the last 10 years, and it's probably, well, it is really since Gareth and Aaron came of age, and it goes back from John Toshack giving them their debuts all the way through. And if you look at it now with Gareth, especially, big debate on his future playing career now. If Wales do reach the World Cup, then I'm sure obviously he wants to go and play in that. If they don't reach it this time, you know, is that the end of his career? Is this going to be his final swan song? And the same with Aaron. Is Aaron still going to be playing a level high enough and enough desire to want to try and qualify for another World Cup in another 3 or 4 years' time? So for these two, they know that it's a big opportunity for them to play in a World Cup. We're all kids playing on the school playground down your village as well. You all dreamed of playing in the World Cup. We've all watched the World Cup growing up, and they're no different. For everything they've done with club and country over the last 10, 15 years, nothing will beat playing in the World Cup for Wales. I can assure you of that.
No, absolutely not. And just on Gareth Bale and on his fitness, and we know how important he is, and it's probably going to be the last, would you say, major tournament that he could potentially be part of qualifying for?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's big debates on whether Gareth will even play football come the end of the season. You know, if Wales were not to be successful in this game or in the summer game against, whoever that may be, Scotland or Ukraine, then you might well see Gareth retire from international football. If they qualify for the World Cup, then he definitely won't retire. He'll carry on playing until the winter and the World Cup comes. So it's a big moment for him, someone who has prided himself on representing Wales and goes above and beyond, not only playing for Wales, but the way he represents the country. And he's dragged the team through for the last 5 or 6 years or so with the European Championship. So it's a huge opportunity for him and probably certainly his last chance for a World Cup and probably his last chance for a major tournament.
Wales aiming to reach their first World Cup final since 1958. In fact, I mean, you were part of a number of Wales campaigns that just couldn't quite end the World Cup drought. What do you think this squad has that perhaps maybe yours lacked during your time with the national side?
I think I'm not saying we didn't have a togetherness, but there's a real togetherness that's come from, and I mentioned it earlier, it probably all started with John Toshack many, many years ago. He gave me my debut, but he would have given Aaron Ramsey his debut, Chris Gunter, Gareth Bale. And what happened to all these players started getting experience. Now, we weren't successful during that period. We weren't winning enough games. Then Gary Speed came in. He brought a level of professionalism in and really upped the level of performance and results. And obviously that was a tragic episode there. But then Chris Coleman came in and carried it on again. And all these young players, all of a sudden, have played 40, 50, 60, 70 international games. And you can't get that experience without obviously physically playing the game. So that's where it comes from. And the amount of experience now we've got the young players coming through again. That team is dissolved, and Gareth and Aaron are probably the last of that generation. So now we've got the new ones coming in a team which is built used to winning, used to playing in big games, used to playing in front of packed out stadiums, and obviously used to winning games as well, more importantly.
Talking about packed out stadiums, it's going to be quite the atmosphere in Cardiff, isn't it? Just how important are the fans going to be to this one?
Oh, they'll just add, another level to the game. The Welsh supporters, we all know when the Welsh sing, there's nothing else like it in the world. We've heard it, like I said, in the European Championships. We hear it at the rugby stadiums. And one thing's for sure, the Cardiff City Stadium tonight will be rocking with the Welsh anthems and Welsh songs.
Just moving away from Wales for a mo, because a man you've had some Premier League battles with, Jermain Defoe, has retired today. I want to ask you about this, of course, because how does he rank among strikers that you've faced?
Jermain was someone which you just couldn't give him a chance. He was a goal scorer. You'd possibly go through a game and you wouldn't really see too much of what he was doing, but give him a chance in the box, and he was lethal. He was part of that team where you had Gareth Bale on one wing, Aaron Ramsey on the other. Aaron Lennon on the right wing, Luka Modric in midfield, and they were just devastating going forward. Any balls in the box, any knockdowns, any scraps, he was there. His movement was excellent in the box. Obviously, he played for England. Did he play enough for England? Did he score enough goals for England? Possibly not for his talent. But a phenomenal goal scorer who obviously has a huge love for the game, huge dedication, because he's played till the age he is now. And that can't be taken for granted, playing to that age and still scoring goals at a good level. So I think he has to be ranked down as one of the best goal scoring centre forwards, certainly that we've seen in the Premier League and in the last decade.
Sam, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you can see Wales face Austria tonight. It is on Sky Sports Football and main event from 7 p.m.